Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. Today we're looking at some roller coasters that should not exist.
Sky Scream. Meet Sky Scream, a spooky ride with lots of turns and drops enough to keep you screaming the whole time. To prepare you for the experience, the Sky Scream has been put within an area that will make you feel like the zombie apocalypse has just begun and you're at the center of it.
Please don't tell me that's one of them roller coasters that like goes up and down like that. Fun fact, I don't go on roller coasters, that freak me out. I can't control my belly. To me, getting in an airplane is like going on a really long roller coaster. You know that feeling when you're going super fast like down? I can't deal with that. Like it will literally make me pass out or vomit. I can go in ones that are like on the ground, like zoom around in circles. I'm fine with them. But if it's a roller coaster, it's up in the sky, it's a no for me.
This ride can go as fast as 100 kilometers per hour, passing through many twists and loops in just a short amount of time. You can find the Sky Scream at Holiday Park in Germany, an amusement park you can't miss if you're a fan of roller coasters.
Am I the only person who thinks that that roller coaster is like really thin? Like it literally looks like a piece of metal. Think of it, whenever you're up in a roller coaster, if the roller coaster actually falls off like the pieces of metal, you're gone, like you're gonna get squished. I don't know why, but whenever I get into a roller coaster, I just think that like I'm gonna drop something or I'm gonna fall out. Even though it's very rare, it's still a possibility.
Smiler. One of the scariest moments of a ride is when you make it to an inversion and you go upside down, wishing the train will stay on its tracks and make it back safely.
Okay, so usually roller coasters just go like that, like they don't really go upside down. However, this one you apparently go round in circles and that's dangerous. Am I the only person who thinks that like it's so easy to fall off? Then like I would just be thinking the whole time, oh my god, I'm gonna fall off. Also, to get in a roller coaster like that, it costs a lot of money. You also have to wait like 6 hours usually, and you're literally on the roller coaster for like a max of 2 minutes.
Imagine having to go through 14 inversions though. That's what happens at Smiler, the ride with the most inversions in the world. While the Smiler is not as high as most of the rides on this list, and it definitely doesn't break any records in terms of speed, all those inversions are more than enough to turn your ride into a crazy experience.
Yeah, it's got like 14 turns, that's a lot. I don't know what it is about roller coasters I don't like. It's kind of like water slides. I think it's the fact that you literally go down them like that, and like I hate that feeling. Also, it's the fact that you're mechanically like trapped in them. If something happens and like the latch doesn't open, you're stuck.
The ride has capacity to have 5 trains running at the same time, allowing for around 1,200 people per hour. Back in 2015, a group of riders collided with an empty test train, which did cause injuries to some and turned their smiles into frowns.
I love how they casually tell us that. That right there is why I don't like going on them, because something could go wrong. Whenever you see the word roller coaster trending on any social media, it's either a really good roller coaster or something that's went wrong, and I'm not risking me losing my legs.
This ended up with a series of lawsuits, but the park authorities apologized for their mistakes and claimed the ride is now safer than ever.
I mean, you can claim it's safe, but like it might not actually be. I mean, either way, somebody got injured and they got sued. Do you want to know something that might be worth actually going on a roller coaster and getting injured, because then you get lots of money?
Thunder Dolphin. Right at the heart of Tokyo Dome City, we'll find the Thunder Dolphin, the park's main attraction.
Okay, so seeing what we just seen, how the roller coaster was going down, that's what I think all roller coasters are like. I literally can only go on to the baby ones, like you know the wee ones little children go on to. They're the only ones I can do. Roller coasters just aren't for me. Like, oh, there's just something about it. I don't know what it is. It's like a phobia. It's kind of like my phobia with needles. I know that like I'll probably be safe and it'll be fun, but I hate waiting and like getting onto it. Like it freaks me out. The anxiety is so much.
This is a roller coaster that can reach a speed of up to 180 kilometers per hour with a drop of about 80 degrees, which is pretty close to free falling.
180 miles per hour. Do you not realize how quick that is? On a motorway, I think the highest you're meant to go is 80 at the max. So you're literally going like double the motorway speed. Oh my god, I could not deal with that. Like it's actually quite scary. Also, I've got horrific hairline, so if my hair blew back, it would literally scare everyone on the roller coaster.
The way this ride flies over a wavy course makes it look like a dolphin swimming through the ocean. This ride goes through buildings and even a Ferris wheel.
I would also be scared of my like arm flail and all. You see how like that's all bolted together? I don't know why, but I would genuinely think that like my leg would get stuck in that. I'd also not put my arms out because my arm would literally fly back. Like imagine your arm falls off. Do you want to know something? I need to get this video over and done with because I'm freaking myself out.
The ride is crazy. It's thrilling, but it's definitely a lot of fun. And there's no excuse if you don't speak Japanese to find your way around this park. There are in fact English-speaking staff who help you find your way and make sure you have a great time at Thunder Dolphin and the rides around.
I mean, that's good. At least the staff will make you feel at home. Will they go to your funeral? Probably not.
Stealth. And now let's have a look at the fastest and second tallest roller coaster in the UK. Stealth, the main attraction at Thorpe Park Resort. This ride can take you from 0 to 80 miles per hour in a matter of only 2.3 seconds.
And people aren't freaked out and scared by that. I'm sorry, but I always get asked by my English friends to go to Thorpe Park. I can't because I'm in Northern Ireland. Also, recently in Northern Ireland, like theme park had a malfunction with one of their like rides and people got injured. So that happened really close to me. Imagine it happening in Thorpe Park. Also, you have to keep in mind it's literally roller coasters and like rides. rides, I would go there, but I wouldn't get in a single thing. And it costs a lot of money to get in, and I bet you the food is really expensive.
Right after reaching its high speed, the stealth goes up to its highest peak at 205 feet high. From there, you'll go downhill and be back at the starting point in the blink of an eye.
Exactly, so like in the blink of an eye, the roller coaster will be over. That is what I don't get about it. Maybe if it was like a thing that lasted like 10 minutes. There's a thing that I went to a while ago. Basically, it was like a space exhibition place. I can't pronounce it properly. A wee bit away from me. It's not super close, but it's also not super far. Basically, they've got like this thing. It's like a robot thing that you sit in, and you put like headphones on and you stare up at the screen. And it's basically like a roller coaster, but it's not. But it also is like you're going through space. I don't know how to describe it. It's like a VR roller coaster. That's exactly what it is. I like them ones because like you're not actually on the roller coaster, but it feels like you are. However, something like that, absolutely not.
A crazy and unique experience that has happened at the stealth is a rollback, which is when the trainer car is not able to make it to the top and goes backwards to its starting point.
Is that meant to happen? I swear that isn't, and if that is meant to happen, they're evil. Imagine you think that like you're going over and then you go backwards. I couldn't deal with going down and forward, so imagine me going backwards. Absolutely not. Like whenever I'm on a plane, I literally have to squish my hands. I don't know why, I just can't take it. It's probably because I don't know how to squeeze my stomach. I just feel weird. Like I don't know how to describe it. I just feel sick.
This happens due to energy loss, and it's not necessarily a part of the regular experience, but I'm sure it adds to the thrill if you see that your ride is not going where it's supposed to.
Yeah, because that's really gonna make the ride thrilling. If that happened to me, I genuinely would be crying. Like I'd be saying 50 billion prayers. I'd be thinking, right, we're gonna go backwards and bash into other people and die.
But don't worry, this doesn't happen very often, and there's a whole system built to make sure riders return safely without any major issues.
Right, so basically they've created a system so that if that doesn't happen, so it probably happens a good few times. I don't know, there's just something about it, like, oh, I don't like it. Even looking at that, like, I feel like that would blow away in the wind. Imagine you go on a roller coaster whenever it's really windy and you literally fly out.
Saw the ride. Also in Thorpe Park, we have another crazy ride, one that was inspired by a series of films as twisted as the experience of getting in on this. The Saw film franchise. This ride, which was advertised as the scariest one in the world, starts indoors, taking you through a lot of film references such as a hanging pendulum blade and some of Jigsaw's tools.
Okay, so if it was something like that, I think I'd be fine with it because it's like inside. There's a place in Northern Ireland got shut down a while ago called Barry's, and basically there was like a ghost ride. It's basically like a mini roller coaster, but it's inside and you don't really go up or go that quick. I'm fine with them because like I feel safe and like you're not out and 50,000 feet up in the air. So I think I'll be fine with this one if it doesn't go outside.
You'll probably come face to face with some of your fears during this first part, but none of them will compare to what you'll experience next.
Okay, never mind. Apparently it goes outside as well, and I see loads of saws. Yeah, this one ain't for me.
Once you're taken out of the indoor section, you'll be sent up 30 meters high to immediately be sent down at an angle of 100 degrees, making it a very steep fall.
And who wants to witness that? Like, who literally wants to go through that? Who wants to go 30 meters up into the sky and go down at a 100-degree angle? Who wants to feel that?
In fact, when the ride first opened, it was officially named the steepest drop in the history of roller coasters. You'll do this while going under rotating blades, followed by more thrills down a couple of loops to finally be sent down to the end of the ride. Up until 2012, you were able to get a DVD of your journey, but the cameras that recorded it were later removed.
I wonder why they were removed. Probably because one of them hit somebody. So that is just, oh no, I couldn't deal with that. Even thinking about it, it's making me like gag in the back of my throat. I don't know why, but I've got a fear of that.
Expedition GeForce. The Skyscream is not the only crazy ride you can find at Holiday Park. Let's go back to Germany to explore one of the largest roller coasters in Europe, the Expedition GeForce. In case you're wondering about its name, it might have something to do with the fact that the rider gets a lot of airtime during this experience.
It's called something G-Force. Did you literally feel a G-Force? I don't know. Like, I don't know how people go on to them. Like, if I went on to something like that, I'd be wearing hell of it and like hand pads and shin pads.
In other words, this ride challenges the gravity force quite a lot of times during its many large hills and twisted turns while you fly over the woods in a beautiful lake. It'll feel as if you're suspended in the air. If you want to get the best out of this experience, make sure you ride on the back of the train. Definitely get lots of airtime over there.
But why would I want to do that? Like, I don't know why, but I genuinely feel like that thing would fall off. Is it possible? Like, it probably is possible for like the wheels to somehow disconnect. Imagine you're zooming around the roller coaster and then next thing you know, you're flying towards pedestrians. It would literally be like getting launched up into space.
El Toro. Who doesn't love a good old wooden roller coaster?
Okay, so I thought it was bad enough that roller coasters were made of metal. This one's made of wood. So you're telling me that could literally fall apart? Like, imagine if it got caught on fire. It would burn down.
Sometimes they're quite rough and quite too bumpy, but no modern roller coaster can replace the feeling of a classic. El Toro, which literally translates to the bull in Spanish, is one of the best wooden roller coasters in the United States. In fact, El Toro is considered one of the fastest and tallest wooden roller coasters on Earth, with modern technology that provides the best of both worlds, a smooth and thrilling experience over an olden yet majestic structure.
Yeah, but it literally looks like it's about to rot and fall apart. I don't know how you could go on that. Like, I genuinely feel like it would be really bumpy. Have you ever, like, driven over lots of stones in a car? It would probably feel like that. Like, I feel like the whole thing would feel really shaky.
Just a few seconds into the ride are more than enough for anyone to understand where it got its name from. El Toro pretty much mimics the experience of riding an untamed bull, hoping it'll just bring you back intact to the finishing point. With so many turns and a steep drop, you'll feel like this bull is trying to shake you off its back.
And that is not a good feeling. Why would you want to feel like you're getting shaken off a roller coaster? I probably seem like such a pussy, a wuss, and a Karen in this video. You guys, I just have a fear of roller coasters.
KINGDA. And here's another crazy ride that's also in the Six Flags Great Adventure. Remember how crazy the stealth was? Well, if you thought going from 0 to 80 miles per hour in 2.5 seconds was a lot, you might not be ready for KINGDA, the bigger and crazier version of stealth.
I don't even want to hear about this one. Like, it genuinely seems scary. I don't know what it is. It's just like, I feel like whenever I hear roller coasters, I never hear of good things about them. I always hear about people who are falling off them, or like whenever the roller coaster falls apart and like somebody like loses a leg.
This ride, which is considered the tallest in the world and the absolute fastest in North America, goes from 0 to 128 miles per hour in 3.5 seconds.
A car can't even do that. Like, that is genuinely terrifying. Also, you have to keep in mind, if this is what roller coasters are like now, what are they going to be like in 20 years? I'm telling you, they're going to be going from 0 to 15,000 miles per hour in a minute.
You will definitely need this bump of acceleration to go up 45 stories into the sky. Going any slower could cause a rollback, and I'm sure no one would like that.
45 stories up into the sky. So if you ever look at a really big building, like a really tall skyscraper, how many stories is that? Probably a couple hundred. Think of a quarter of that and you're zooming up that in 3 seconds. Absolutely no.
If that wasn't enough, a spiral drop will be waiting for you at the top, which then will lead you into a modest camel hump that will surely make you feel like a king.
I would just be so scared of hitting my head and like them blue poles. Like, absolutely not. We need to move on to the next one.
Takabisha. Once again, Japan gives us another ride for our list. This time it's the Takabisha, a steel roller coaster in the Fuji-Q Highland theme park. What makes this ride so famous is that it was launched as the steepest ride in the world. Its drop has an angle of 121 degrees. In fact, Takabisha has just lost that record in October 2019 to the TMNT Shellraiser roller coaster in America. But the Takabisha still has a lot of other features that make it the craziest ride.
Did you just see how they went down? Like, they literally went down at like 100-degree angle. Also, I feel like that's a type of roller coaster that whenever you get to the top, it slowly edges you over. I couldn't deal with that. Like, I went on a roller coaster once whenever I was younger and it done that. It literally took 10 seconds to get over the edge and I was like, absolutely not.
The whole roller coaster is about 1,000 meters long and you finish it all in less than 2 minutes.
So you literally finish it in 2 minutes. You're literally getting 2 minutes worth of excitement. Also, for roller coasters like that, because they're like famous and like the best of the best, you're gonna be waiting like a couple hours in line. Is it really worth waiting a couple of hours for 2 minutes of enjoyment? Couldn't you go to like a play park or like, I don't know, go get food?
The ride begins with a drop into pitch black darkness, quickly followed by a journey down a dark tunnel at 100 kilometers per hour. After that, it's all a bunch of twisted turns until you make it to the top of a 43-meter hill. There you'll find a steep drop that they brag about.
You probably wouldn't even realize that. Like, it would literally happen so quickly. I'm telling you right now, sometimes I've fallen over and by the time I'm on the ground, I've only realized I've fallen over. Your brain literally goes numb. Also, imagine if somebody like, I don't know, vomited and like that vomit hit you. It would hurt.
It'll feel as if you're about to hit the ground with your face down, but instead you'll be set into a dive loop, an inline loop, and an Immelman loop. The 2 minutes will be over before you know it.
Yeah, so literally it's all over within the space of 2 minutes. I don't know why you put yourself through that. Anyways, guys, that is some roller coasters that should definitely not exist. I hate roller coasters. They freak me out. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you're a press the red subscribe button, and yes, I'll see you all in my next video.